Alright, boss, what is up, guys? My name is Edwin Moles, and we are here with the fourth round of this tournament right here, Ryze Up 2012, the finals of the new bracket between Team Krnz, TKS as I like to call them, versus Team Draft Punk. Woo! Listen, we're about to start the game. Here we go. I'll throw myself down there. This is, as I said before, TKS on blue team on the left versus Team Draft Punk on the right. Absolutely loving it. Not just McDonald's. This is all real here. We got Vinyl Scratch, Morphogenetics, Baby Asian Horrors, and Code Ourbros. God, these guys. And Quirky Guy. Here we go. There's the fifth member of Team Draft Punk ready to go on the blue side for TKS. Of course, we do have Tofu, Luminios, DN, the little umlo down, DN, yeah, Rec V. And Balls, I learned that Balls' name is actually supposed to be Balls to You. Balls to You. And we had a little switch around there. There's Quirky Guy. So yeah, everyone looks like they're ready to go. Fashionably late, says RecViev. Yeah, we are starting a little bit late, but it's no problem. We're getting into this game. I'm super excited. These are the finals, as I said before, for the new bracket of Ryze Up 2012. I've been loving this tournament. It's been such a blast casting for these guys, and TKS has been great. We cast with them last week against Team Melee, and I'm super excited to see them against Team Draft Punk. We've been chatting away happily for the last half an hour. These guys seem super cool. Cannot wait to get this ready. I'm going to go ahead and just say, I think we're going to be calling, we're just going to go Code, Baby, Morph, Quarky, and Vinyl. Because, I'm sorry guys, it's just a little bit too long for me. So yeah, Code, Baby, Morph, Quarky, Vinyl. Gotta love it. By the way, if you haven't seen Tron, even if you haven't seen Tron, forget about Tron. Go get the soundtrack, because Daft Punk did a badass job with that soundtrack. The Grid. One day. I got in. Alright, we're arranging this custom game. You can even see at the top you have 7 minutes and 10 seconds left. It's actually about to expire. They're waiting for him to get into a VoIP, a voice over IP. Looks like they're using Skype. 1 minute just to check things up. And we'll go back to me. So yeah, this tournament's been wonderful. The winner of this team, it is single elimination, so they will go to the final bracket, the Ryze bracket, which is pretty awesome. And that will be between every winning team from each of the 16 sub-brackets in the tournament will then feed into the Ryze bracket. So the winners of each of those will then go into this new bracket. It's going to be super cool. I think that gives us like 4 more rounds to go then before the end of the tournament. 3, 4, I can do math. Yeah, it should be 4. 2 to the 4th. There it is. Should be great. Oh, man. I actually ran home. I was in the middle of a shift at work, and I'm taking a break from that shift. I just was like, peace, guys. I got to go cast a game. So I ran back, and of course now I've been sitting here for a half an hour, and they're going to be like, where is he? But it is okay. The sacrifices we make for LOL and the esports community are well worth it. LOL Report has been wonderful to cast for. Insomnium, shout out, you're super cool. No shout outs yet. We're not even close to the end of the tournament. This is just the first hurdle for these teams to get through. And if you don't know anything about the Ryze Up 2012 tournament, sorry this intro is taking so long, they're still getting things set up. Well, let's go back to me real quick. If you don't know anything about this tournament, it's specifically for players who, at the time of entry, were below 1375 ELO. So it actually had a threshold cutoff. Nobody could enter the tournament that at that time was above that. Also, if they were gold or platinum in the first season, they just flat out could not enter. Now, of course, they could have a second account that they could enter in, but they discouraged that, of course, and I don't think anyone really was trying to unbalance the game in that way. But yeah, so this is specifically for this kind of threshold cutoff. So we see some pretty interesting styles, and honestly, it's been a blast. Everyone's really well-mannered. They're having a great time, and it's my pleasure to spectate and cast these games. As I said before, I'm Edwin Moles from PSUP Esports down in Penn State. It looks like we're good to go. We got some alright, good luck, have fun. The manner coming out of Tofu, and we're going to have quite a while to talk here. Because, of course, they have to do champion select, and then I have to wait for 3 minutes before I can actually spectate the game. So, you know, if you're one of those guys who just wants to see the game, go ahead. This is on YouTube. You can obviously just skip ahead to where the game starts. Should be about 5 minutes from now. Or you can sit here and listen to me talk, because Why not? I mean, I'm here. Anyway, some bans are coming out. Looks like TKS has banned Shen, and Draft Punk go ahead and ban Cassiopeia. Interesting. I mean, Shen's been, ever since the patch on Tuesday, I tell you, these past 5 days have been like Shen action everywhere. I don't know if you've experienced this in whatever, you know, elo you happen to sit at, but Shen has gotten very powerful since his changes. It made him a really strong top laner. Some people have been playing him as support, some people playing him as jungle, but overall, he's actually seen a lot of banning, a lot of play recently. Cassiopeia, not too surprising. Ram is a strong jungler, even after the nerfs. Graves, a very strong AD, so these are pretty straightforward bans. Interesting right now that we have Shen, kind of a top laner. We have the mid Cassiopeia ban, the jungle Rammus, and the bot AD Graves. So we're kind of all over the place with bans right now. I didn't get a chance to look at the profiles of these players. Also, I don't want to reveal their profiles in a cast of this game. One thing that I wish I should have done, that I wish I had done right now is turn off the music right now so that it wouldn't be distracting. But I don't think it's too loud. I think my voice is louder than that, so you shouldn't have any trouble hearing me. But what was I talking about? I was talking about bans and whether or not they were targeted. I haven't looked at these players' profiles. I'm not really sure what they play. I do know what TKS played last time, of course. But I know nothing about Draft Punk, and we'll have to see what their strategy ends up being, what their picks are centered around, and who their kind of power players end up being. So we have Tofu's up for the pick right now. The last bans were Ken and Irelia, two strong top laners. Ken also can lane mid as a strong AP. Boy, that music is really distracting me right now, but that's no problem. The first pickup, Mordekaiser for Tofu. All right, Flashing Knight. We'll see whether or not he actually sticks with Mordekaiser or will trade that or change some of their spells. But Mordekaiser seeing some more play recently in the kind of like past month. There haven't been any hard changes to Mordekaiser really. He's kind of snuck his way back into the meta, kind of finding his own place. People learning how to play him kind of a correct way in the current game dynamic. Of course, a long time ago he was played ubiquitously all over the place. He got nerfed and then he kind of dropped off completely, and you'll see this slowly emerging again as he's come back into play. We do have a pickup of Nocturne on Code and Sivir for Baby on Draft Punk, taking a little bit of time to lock in, probably checking out their runes and masteries. Interesting that we have a Ghost on Nocturne and a Ghost on Sivir. Interesting, no flashes for either of those teammates. And we'll see whether or not they change those later. But Ghost Ignite, a little strange for Sivir. I mean, as an AD carry, a lot of AD carries have been running heal, first of all, lately, so that they would get the full benefit of the heal, rather than putting that on the support, so that they only get half of the benefit of that heal. And also no flash. So a Ghost Ignite Sivir, pretty interesting, but a lot of kill power there, a lot of chase up as well with that ultimate. We have Annie and Janna coming out right now for Luminios and Diend. Diend did play support last game for TKS, and he does have the heal right now. Annie also has the heal. Probably going to see that change. This is the switch to Twitch from Diend. I have the feeling he's going to be going back. Oh. Well, now Luminios is on Sona. Kind of don't know where they're going with this. Should be interesting. But Luminios was the jungler last game for TKS. Now he's Jungle Ashe. I think at this point they're just trolling. Got the Volibear pickup for Diend. Over to, Nautilus. Please play Nautilus. No, seriously. They're listening to me. They might be listening to me. Oh, the lock-in for Ashe. So that's the AD carry, but the smite right now, Luminios is probably going to be jungling. And Janna is picked up for Diend. Strong lane combo. Janna Ashe can absolutely kite very well. Some good CC from Janna, and the crit with the shield from Diend on Ashe can be very, very damaging. We'll have to see how good Baby is with his spell shields, whether they can block those volleys, block those tornadoes, and those Zephyrs. Got Morph for Janna, Morph and Quarky right now. Quarky up for, he just got back, apparently. I think Quarky just got back from a speech competition, so go you, man. You're versatile dude playing LOL, making speeches. Literally just walked back in his door and said, alright, time to play a tournament. So we got Morph picking up Soraka. Soraka Sivir combo can be very good. Soraka providing a lot of heal sustain and also mana for Sivir to spam those Qs. But now we have actually switch over to Sona for Morph. Quirky guy seems intent on keeping that Poppy. Interesting. A top lane Poppy against what I'm assuming might be, well, Mordekaiser could definitely still be mid. We'll have to see how that plays out. These players reluctant to lock in right away, though, actually letting the timer play all the way out. Actually, an important thing to note that Soraka does have Clairvoyance. Poppy has heal. Alright. We got Rec V and Balls to You. We'll just call him Balls. Up for the pick right now. Oh, man. See if I am going to be surprised. Like I was earlier this week when I opened what I thought was going to be a box of cereal that I bought from Giant. It said shredded wheat on the outside, but it was not a name brand. Instead, it was a Giant brand. And I opened it instead, expecting to find, you know, like your mini frosted shredded wheat. But instead, I found like these 6, like these brown paper bags, 6 of them stuffed into the box of like hay bales size like wheat. There's like 3 of them. It's not even like a cereal. It's just like 3 hay bales like soaking in milk, and they just get like soaky and it's gross. Anyway, I was the point is I was surprised. Okay, I thought I was getting shredded wheat. Listen, back to the picks. We have Gangplank picked up for Rec V, and Balls to picking up Maokai. Looks like Balls is going to be switching with Ashe. You can see that the Ashe is probably going to be taking that flash cleanse. Balls did play AD carry for TKS last game, so we'll see Luminios and Balls switching those. Rec V going to be top DN, bottom support, Tofu mid on that AP Mordekaiser. Man, I can't wait to see that. It's going to be super cool. We have Cassidy picked up by Vinyl Scratch in the last couple of seconds. Interesting pitch, but switches to Ryze. Okay. Okie dokie. Those are our picks, ladies and gentlemen. We got Ryze for Vinyl. There's a switch for Balls. So we got Vinyl on Ryze, Quirky on Poppy, Morph. Oh, I'm sorry. Quirky on Sivir. Picking up that heal. Morph on Soraka, Baby on Poppy, and Code on Nocturne Jungle. Balls on Ashe, Rec V on Gangplank, D'End on Janna, Luminios on Jungle, Jungle Tree, Jungle, what's his name? Oh my god, biggest brain fart in the world. His name is Maokai. Stream of consciousness. I'm almost good at it. And then Tofu on Mordekaiser. We had 20 seconds before they go into the game, and then we're going to have 3 minutes for me to just kind of talk, and of course you can always skip through that if you really want to. I'll try to be as entertaining as possible, but that's just how spectation works. So, let's look at these matchups. Very interesting. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say I'm gonna be really interested to see top. Now, it's gonna depend a lot on how Baby can end up playing this. Now, Gangplank did receive a small nerf to his overall playstyle. His Q, his parlay, does cost 10 more mana at every rank now. So Gangplank has a little bit of a weaker presence in lane. Late game, it doesn't really make a difference, but in lane, it can actually drain him of his mana quite quickly. Also, the range on his E, his team steroid for attack damage and move speed, was reduced in range, but that's not really going to affect him in lane. So up against Poppy, this melee kind of almost burst castery AP melee. Going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I think if Rec V plays smart, he can absolutely harass Poppy for the first few levels and keep her off of the creeps. We'll have to see how Baby really builds, because that's going to be the key thing. If Baby's going for a lot of defensive items, grab some armor early, could absolutely lane pretty well against Gangplank, but that will mean that she's going to scale a little bit slower into the mid-game, not be able to do quite as much damage during those mid-game skirmishes and team fights. Now we have Quirky and Morpho versus D'End and Balls 2-0 at the bottom. Now, on the one hand, Draft Punk's got sustain. That's always a big difference. So Soraka's obviously pumping out those heals, that mana. Even with the nerfs to Soraka, she's still a very good sustain support champion. Janna, on the other hand, kind of got the utility tool belt worth of utility champions. So she's a support. She's gonna be able to do a lot of other things, but she specifically will not be able to heal. So it's all gonna be about positioning. If Sivir can make some good plays, the problem is Sivir obviously works really well with anybody that has hard CC, so she can guarantee those hits on her Boomerang Blade and really chase down enemies with her passive, her Fleet of Foot. Now with Soraka, she's kind of depending on really good positioning, good timing, and good dancing. You hear about these AD carries dancing back and forth, trying to get attacks in on the enemy AD carry while the other one's trying to last hit. That kind of harass in lane. So we'll have to see whether or not Quirky or Balls ends up having the upper hand in those kind of engagements. There in mid, we have Tofu versus Vinyl, Mordekaiser versus Ryze. I'm a personal huge fan of Ryze. Should be noted that both champions are coming out with Flash Ignite, so that is at least is standardized. Even despite Ryze recently got nerfed, his mana ratio on his Q, his overload, was nerfed a little bit. It is smaller. But I still think that Ryze is a very, very strong AP champion. He can scale so well in the late game, becoming very tanky of his own accord and still dishing out insane amounts of damage. Mordekaiser, on the other hand, kind of has a problem, early game. He is melee, of course, so we'll have to see how he's able to compete against Ryze. I think if Ryze plays off the fact that Mordekaiser has really predictable cooldowns for his Siphon of Destruction and other abilities, I think Ryze will have the upper hand in that. But we'll have to see how they play out. Also depends on their runes, which I was not able to see. Anyway, I'm going to pull myself out of the bottom of the screen there, because we're about to go into the game. We got 15 seconds left, and man, am I excited. I anticipate with these teams, it's looking like kind of a late game setup. I mean, Gangplank and Ash scaling really well into the late game. Sivir is, kind of an all-game scaler. Poppy and Ryze obviously having a great late game presence. So we'll have to see how long this game goes. I kind of have a feeling, just because both of these teams are good, they made it through the first 3 rounds, I have a feeling that this is going to be a longer game. So, buckle your seatbelts, and here we go. Players loading pretty fast. We got Quirky Guy still connecting. Some pretty nice skins coming out of TKS. Unfortunately, Mordekaiser and Maokai. Tofu and Luminios are naked. And it looks like, oh look, the every single skin for Draft Punk. So we do have a skin advantage for Draft Punk right now. Looking pretty good. I am a huge fan of the Bandit Sivir, and not just because that's all I use on Sivir. The Professor Ryze is pretty awesome too. And the something Poppy. I'm not really good with the skins. I'm not a huge skin guy, but when I have one, I use it. All right, let's get into this game so you can stop just hearing me talk and instead check out some awesome LoL action. As a little plug, I'll go ahead and throw this in here. I do cast for PSUP Esports. I'm a college student at Penn State University, and we are holding, at Penn State, we do participate in all of the Ivy League of Legends collegiate tournaments. They're a collegiate tournament organizer for LoL. They've had a beta season recently, and we do compete in that. And we are actually holding the very first Penn State Ivy League of Legends regional tournament on March 31st and April 1st at Penn State. It's going to be super cool. It's going to be a 2-day tournament. You'll stay overnight. Bring your team. It's going to be live, so you get to play in front of an audience. Absolutely baller. So if you're in the northeastern area of the United States and you can make it out to Penn State for that Saturday and Sunday to compete, you should absolutely come. Check out psupesports.com, and then you can navigate to our regional tournament information site and find out more about that. It's going to be very cool. You should absolutely check it out. The collegiate esports scene for League of Legends is kind of blossoming slowly and is quickly becoming a very, very cool thing. And we're happy to be a part of it. So Quirky Guy now finishing up the load time, bringing up the rear, 94%, but it's okay. He's playing Sivir. We like him. Everyone's got a really nice ping, I would like to say. Probably better than mine, honestly. And Summoner spells, yeah, pretty, even. I wouldn't say there's anything really weird. The biggest difference right now is Janna's coming out with Exhaust and Soraka with Clairvoyance, and that's really going to have a different impact on bot lane. Of course, both the AD carries do have Flash Heal, but the addition of the Exhaust can be really powerful. Now, the Clairvoyance, of course, is going to give Draft Punk kind of the edge in the beginning of the game, and may help prevent some, what would have otherwise been timely ganks from Luminios. Maokai, of course, being a very strong ganker. Early game and mid game, so that CV could be a very wise choice. We got a good luck guys coming out of Rekviv, or Rekviv, Rekv. Man, I can't that name, man. He even told me it's just 4 random letters. Anyway, a lot of mana coming out. These guys are very cool. Vinyl Stratch making his way to mid. Looks like Draft Punk not staying together. They're actually just kind of going their own ways.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And the CV did go off, so Soraka was able to see some of the items for the enemy team. We have a good luck have fish from Nocturne from Code Ouroboros there. And Ash go ahead and garden those mini golems for Janna, so they're going to be, TKS is going to be picking up those mini golems. Maokai go ahead and throwing out a sapling. At 105, I do expect him to start stacking those wraiths with saplings. We do see that Vinyls did ping for the Maokai sapling, so they do have an idea that Maokai is almost definitely, there's the sapling at 105, going to be starting wraiths. And there's the CV by Soraka, and interesting, I mean, the ping by Tofu They're thinking that they're a little bit worried that Draft Punk might invade, and they actually could, but they don't really want to run into that sapling. Looks like they're content to just back off. It is a tournament single elimination game. They kind of don't want to throw it away in the beginning of the game. They're going to go ahead and just give Nocturne a really great leash, get him blue to start off. There's the minion spawning at 130. Those saplings will instant pop. And the Wraiths at spawn for Luminios. Looks like Tofu and Rekviv hanging around to pull blue for Luminios after that goes. So Luminios sticking around, picks those up. Code Ouroboros starting there at Wolves. And interesting, I think the junglers are going to basically be about at the same place. However, we do have a slight advantage for Balls to you and DN picking up those mini golems. So I'll have a slight advantage over Quarky and Morph in bottom lane there. So Code's picking up blue now, as is Luminios. Gangplank moving up to top lane. Baby is already there. And I'm really interested to see how Tofu and Vinyl end up playing this game. Vinyl's already used some mana. He did go boots 3 pots. And, Ryzes like to rush that Tear of the Goddess. So some of them like to be a little bit more risky and grab that Mana Crystal or the Mana Regen Pendant, the Meki Pendant. Early game just for the mana regen, to be able to spam a little bit more and get that Tear of the Goddess earlier. Now, Tofu, it does also have a boots 3 pots, but of course he does not have mana, doesn't have to worry about those costs. We have Rekvi up here. Baby Asian actually already taking quite a lot of damage from Gangplank. Gangplank just going and spamming those Qs, but you can see the mana drain. Wow, he's already at a lot mana down, and he did decide to go, interesting, Cloth 5. I kind of don't agree with that against Poppy. I mean, Poppy does quite a lot of magic damage to start off with, but also against the Poppy, who has quite a lot of innate movement speed, you really want the boots to be able to keep up and kind of manage your position better in lane. Now, Poppy, on the other hand, has also gone Cloth 5, which could absolutely be this kind of a counter to Gangplank. I think Baby might have a great lane against Gangplank, moving there to put a little harass on. In bot lane, we do see Balls and Quarky picking up some CS. No wards have gone down quite yet in the lane, but we do have a gank brush, or a lane gank ward for Draft Punk, so they're a little bit worried about that Maokai coming out early. Luminios has picked up red. Nocturne actually picked up Wolves after blue, kind of going really slowly now, just starting to pick up Wraiths now. We have a ping on Vinyl Scratch. Tofu actually switched up to top and Gangplank to mid. Now, I like this a lot. They're saying, listen, Poppy went ahead and got Cloth 5 against me as Gangplank. I'm not going to be able to do anything. Rekviv already acknowledged that was not going to be a good lane for him. Says, I'm going to go against Ryze, who, look at that, has 49 magic resist and only 25 armor. I know, because this is how I love to play Ryze. He is running MR, flat MR yellows and scaling MR blues. They actually may be flat MR blues, but Ryze is saying basically I'm going to bring so much MR because I don't really need cooldown reduction or AP. I don't need those stats, so I'm going to get MR to make sure I always win the mid fight against the enemy AP carry. But now switching Gangplank up, that's actually a really good. But Tofu actually gets stunned by Asian Hero on top. Oh, and the Flash and Ignite go off, and Tofu will escape, but taking quite a lot of damage from Code Ouroboros. He is almost definitely going to have to back. He is chugging his first of 3 pots right now. So sorry about that little bit of a late gank there, but overall I say that TKS is doing a good job here, but Vinyl Scratch might he gets Flash W'd onto by oh my god, that's so much damage, hitting the Ignite, and Rekvi's going to pick up the kill on Vinyl Scratch, whose Flash was actually up. He could have flashed to avoid that W from Luminios. Very aggressive with that double buff, Maokai, and Rekvi is going to put himself in a nice lead now. Now, on bottom, I unfortunately missed some harassment going on. Corky did get very low against the very aggressive Janna Ashe. Balls sitting comfortably with 3 pots left. Hasn't even touched any of them with boots and 78 AD. We do see that Ashe is leading the last hits 24. Oh, I'm sorry. Completely the opposite, is lagging the last hits 24 to 26. However, Corky Guy is kind of in a tight situation right now. Has the Doran's Blade, but nothing else. Pops the Spell Shield, getting kite by Balls. Dan taking a lot of damage, but there's a nice tornado. Oh my god, actually could go down. The shield goes up, but Corky's going to be forced to back very low. Going to go ahead and actually back. That's going to give Ashe quite a large advantage, especially this early into the game, only level 4. And Nocturne still out, has backed once, getting the boots, the Vamp Scepter, and the Longsword. Vinyl actually heading top now. He has backed into a Sapphire Crystal, a couple of pots. Maokai now backing with red. And Rekvi still in mid. Looks like they're going to probably, yep, they already know Tofu and Rekvi are prepared. They're going to be putting Mordekaiser back in the mid. Gangplank heading back top to deal with that Ryze. And already, I think, this is going to be a huge benefit for TKS that they're switching around this lane combination. Because actually now, we already, right now, have Poppy against Mordekaiser back in lane. Unfortunately, Mordekaiser is lagging behind on last hits quite a bit. He's only at 18 versus Poppy's 26. And Ryze's 20. But Ouroboros moving in for a nice flash on Asian Heroes. He doesn't have a wall yet to stun, but he's going to get one pretty soon. Oh, if Baby goes for the stun right there. There it is. There's the fear. It is going to go off, and Tofu does not have flash up, but the great W over the wall by Maokai. And the slow is going to be good, but Tofu's really low. Holy crap, they switch on to Luminios, but looks like he is going to be able to get away. Wow. Nicely played by Luminios. Absolutely saved his teammate there, Tofu, who just let himself get a little bit far forward in lane without a ward. Huge wave for Rekvi. Vinyl Scratch doing a good job of pushing the wave, but Rekvi's going to be able to get a lot of last hits right now. Hopefully going to be able to avoid some of the harass by Vinyl. Actually, Ryze a pretty good champion for harassing somebody on the tower, so we're going to see if Rekvi can manage to keep his health high while he's farming off this tower. Ashe did back, meanwhile, into double Doran's 3 pots boots. Very strong against Sivir's single Doran's, or I'm sorry, double Doran's boots, but no health potions. However, they do have a Sivir, of course. Sivir has some wards. We do have a health regen, not quite a Philosopher's Stone on Janna. That's unfortunate she wasn't able to pick up that gold pretend early in the game. That's just going to be a lot of gold missed out. However, I mean, Soraka, on the other hand, doesn't even have the regrowth pendant, so even farther from that. Quirky guy, a nice spell shield on that Tornado. Did taking a little bit of damage, but Ball is going ahead and kiting that. A good shield. Nonetheless, taking some damage. Code Ouroboros picking up that second blue. We'll see whether or not chooses to give that to Baby Asian Heroes. But actually, Tofu doing a lot of damage. One of the great things about Mordekaiser, can really abuse anybody in melee range with that shield. If you use that shield well, something that a lot of Mordekaiser players will ignore. The shield is so powerful. And Siphon of Destruction doing a lot of damage on Baby Asian Heroes, even getting off the Q proc. Nice. Looks like Code Ouroboros did pick up the blue, understanding that while Ryze is in top lane, a little bit too far to pick up that blue. Poppy doesn't need it quite as much. Poppy's actually going to back while Code Ouroboros does cover that mid. Now we have a nice gank. We look at the warding right now. Draft Punk is really worried about ganks. They even have a Tri-Brush ward. Maybe worried about blue getting stolen earlier before Code Ouroboros Nocturne picked that up. Quirky is pushing with Morphogenetics. And the CS right now is pretty... It's kind of even. It's actually really favoring Draft Punk. The AD carries are basically even. Well, and the mid and tops are favoring TKS, so I might be wrong, but the biggest difference right now is that Nocturne does have 54 last hits to Maokai's 43, so a little bit of an edge on Nocturne. But we can, of course, just look at the gold, and despite any CS lead that Nocturne may have, it does look like TKS, similar to in their game against Melee, they're already up a whole 700 gold, thanks to that first kill and the nice farming that they've been doing. We see Janna's moving up for DN right now, spotted by the ward by Draft Punk, but we'll be warding Dragon at 9 minutes and 5 seconds. And looks like we have a gank coming in thanks to Vinyl Scratch on Tofu, but he's not going to be quite in range to get out that Rune Prison. A little bit too far. Actually, Rekvi is going to have a nice position now. Ryze is going to lose a lot of experience and last hits not being in lane. We do say that Ryze has now picked up the Tear of the Goddess, gotten a couple stacks on there. Ooh, only 16 mana, extra mana, so he's going to need a lot of time in lane to really farm that out before he's really effective. We have the... Actually, looks like Gangplank will be going for that Wriggle's Lantern, and Wriggle's Lantern already picked up for Nocturne. Maokai, meanwhile picking up the Philosopher's Stone. Looks like Tofu will be probably going for that Spell Vamp thanks to the Will of the Ancients, or he could be going for the Hextech Gunblade. We have a Raffle this from Gangplank. I don't exactly know what he's doing. Oh, he picked up Wriggles there. But Tofu... could either go Will of the Ancients, but either way, he's definitely going to be getting that Hextech Revolver for the Spell Vamp early in the game. Now, it looks like bottom lane, Balls and Diane doing a good job at zoning Quirky, but actually, wow, Diane is so aggressively placed there. Diane's positioning is actually so aggressive that it would really behoove Draft Punk to abuse that. I mean, listen, if Jan is that far forward for like 3 seconds while Ashe is still running up out of range to actually do anything about it, you really need to abuse that. Diane could have taken a lot of damage there, but instead they were just trying to they were worried too much about Ashe. Tofu getting abused a little bit by Baby Asian in mid lane, getting kind of low. Looks like he wants to back. Baby Asian does have pretty sizable 946, 950 gold. Will be able to pick up that Hextech Revolver there, so he does want to get that Spell Vamp to be better in lane. And there, he picks it immediately, grabs a couple of wards. Luminio's doing a lot of damage actually against Baby Asian, and that red buff, very nice at slowing, of course. Dirt. It's kind of a dumb thing to say. Rekvi actually getting Vinyl really low. Both ignites go off. Oh my god. Soraka ult goes off, and he goes down to creeps. Vinyl Stretch picking up the kill on Rekvi at a lowly like 100 health. That Soraka MVP right there. Rekvi just hesitated a little bit and got taken down by Ignite and minions. So that actually pulls up the gold to pretty much even between the teams. Well played by Draft Punk. Dien going ahead and backing up. Going to get that Philosopher's Stone. Meanwhile, Soraka has done the same. Still no boots for Soraka. See if Soraka's hanging around to get that boots. No, instead it says, I'm going to grab a Ruby Crystal and rush that Heart of Gold. Or maybe Aegis, I'm not exactly sure. Baby Asian now backing. Nocturne moving around for Draft Punk to cover mid for him. Luminios covering top, meanwhile for Rekiev, who of course just died. Picking up, looks like going for those Merc Treads against Ryze. Definitely not a bad idea. Looks like Ryze might be coming mid. Actually, they're kind of content right now. Draft Punk's content to keep their lanes. Despite the smart lane switch by TKS, they're actually doing pretty well. 2 wards now at Dragon, 1 for each team. Looks like the one for TKS is actually about to run out any second now. There it goes on Dragon. We'll see if any team decides to go for Dragon. Overall, kind of a theme in this tournament has been that teams generally don't go for Dragon very early. Kind of play conservatively and like to lane for a fairly decent amount of time before they go Dragon. They like to get items, essentially, is what it is. Unless there's a big kill swing or something like that. Janna, of course, seeing that ward went down, goes ahead, lays a pink down there. Is he actually going to pick up the ward for Draft Punk? Draft Punk's moving up from bottom, though. Nocturne actually may cut off Janna. This could be very bad for Janna. There's the ult. Dien gets ulted on, but flashes over the wall before the fear can even go off. Very well played by Dien. Says, listen, I know I'm in a bad spot. Might as well hit it. There's Ouroboros spending all of his mana on a spell shield, but Tofu goes ahead and actually uses his flash to get out. Not sure if that was quite necessary. But nonetheless, he is safe. And highest farm in the game right now goes to Ashe at 95, followed closely by Sivir with 93. So both AD carries doing a lot of farm down here. We actually haven't had a kill for anybody in bot lane yet. So it's basically just a farm fest. And overall goal, we'll look at Ashe at 3,400 and Sivir at 3,300. So, you know, the gap is very close. Meanwhile, Baby Asian looking like he's going to be picking up a Catalyst. Kind of interesting buy there. I got the Philosopher's Stone already, so a little bit of a GP10 on that Poppy. Understanding that having a little bit of hard time farming in lane. We actually see 74 to 71 actually leading in lane. Interesting when somebody's leading in lane and decides to get GP10, kind of just shoving it in your face, saying, not only am I getting more gold from last hits, I'm also getting GP10, so if you can't shut me down, I'm going to be a late game powerhouse. I'm going to have so much gold. So that's really what they're investing in balls. I'm sorry, I actually missed a great kill on Sivir on Quarky on bottom. Morpho goes down to Ashe. Ball's getting pretty low from the tower there, but picking up that kill thanks to the slow. Luminios and Gangplank contributing heavily to those kills in bottom lane. But most importantly, both of those kills did go to Ashe, who's now at 103 last hits. The first to cross 100, but there's Vinyl Scratch going to go down to the Ignite from Rekiev. Rekiev says, you know what, you don't have Soraka ult to help you now. I'm going to just straight up kill you. That goes to 4-1 for TKS, putting them in a healthy 1.6k gold lead. And, you know, I might have to eat my words about this being a long game, because that was a really strong play from TKS, and Draft Punk's kind of up against the wall right now, man. They're losing in top, mid, and, well, mid's doing all right. They're losing in top and bottom now. Ashe is going to be able to come back in the lane. Look at that. Picking up the BF sword, even saying, you know what, I'm going to grab the golems before I back. I still have 1,400 gold on which to spend items. That's going to pick up a Berserker's Greaves and a pickaxe, going towards that Infinity Edge for Ashe. Unless Ashe decides for whatever reason to go for Bloodthirst. So we'll actually see, still has the gold right now. Has 940. Actually, not quite enough for the pickaxe, so decides to pick up that Vamp Scepter for sustain. Of course, she is with Janice, so she doesn't have any built-in sustain. I have the feeling that Balls is going to decide to pick up the IE and just keep the Vamp Scepter just for sustain. I have the feeling. Baby deciding to stay in lane, farm up a little bit more. And Dragon was picked up. Man, I'm really off my game. I'm sorry I missed that Dragon pickup, guys, but it was most definitely picked up by, well, it has to have been picked up by TKS because their gold lead right now is it's super strong right now at 2.6k. So they did pick up the blue. And I was talking about important stuff, but apparently not important enough because that dragon did go down. Dien does have a pink. Looks like he can go ahead and pink that dragon, except not really necessary yet. If the dragon has gone now, he's just going to green the dragon. More of a river ward than a dragon ward, knowing that that dragon is going to be down for a sizable amount of time still. And Rekiev going and farming up those minions. We have 3 players over 100 and down. Actually, Nocturne farming very well. Going ahead and getting that Wriggles Lantern and Berk Treads with 700 still in the bank. Vital actually moving down. Going to go ahead and ward that, I think he wants to ward the blue. This is an interesting maneuver. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do with this here. Looks like they want to move in on Tofu mid. Nocturne's ult is up. They can absolutely make this happen. Now, Baby is low, but he gets ulted. Tofu taking quite a lot of damage. The Ignite goes off. The Fear does as well. Vinyl tanking the tower, going down, taking a lot of damage from Luminios. Actually, a very nice ult. Wow, and the Gangplank ult goes ahead and kills Vinyl. Wow! Oh, man. That backfired in the worst way possible. I mean, they could have gotten a double kill maybe, but seriously, Luminios and Rekviv making great plays. That ult by both of them going and popping Vinyl. So despite the really, what I thought was a great aggressive move by Draft Punk, TKS saying you're not going to get into the lead that easily. Balls 2-0, go ahead and kite and balls. He does have the arrow did just go down. Dian pumping that heal from his ult. Quirky doing the best he can to do damage, but actually at this point Quirky's health differential is so low. Balls dodging the second half of that boomerang and commanding that lane very well. Still 2-0. The Vamp Scepter doing very well. Meanwhile, Sivir has picked up a Vamp Scepter as well, but only as a pickaxe to the BF Sword of Ashe. And also Ashe has more gold in the bank, so that's pretty dang good for TKS. They've actually advanced their lead up to a whole 3k gold. And actually, the top lane turret goes down thanks to Rekvias pushing those minions. Minions actually picked up that turret against Baby. And that's now, that's like 4k gold. Wow. TKS really stretching this lead, playing very well despite Tofu having a hard time in lane. He is 0-1-0 now at 94 last hits, below Poppy. But look at this. Ryze actually struggling. Vinyl doing the best he can, but he's now 1-3-1 with only 80 last hits, and that tier only has 244 mana stacked on it. That's not where you want to be at Ryze when you're 17 minutes into the game, and when you were able to get that tier so early. Unfortunately, Draft Punk does have a hill to climb to get back into this game. Rekviv hanging out in mid right now. Code Orbo's got red hanging out nearby. Vinyl Scratch. We do have the pink ward on Baron by TKS. Kind of aggressive there. Is that a pink? Yeah, it's a pink. I didn't misspeak. Rekviv wisely just backing out of the lane the long way. Make sure he does not accidentally die against Vinyl and Code Orbo. So at this point, though, he has picked up a Phage and has the Merc Treads as well as another Null Magic Mantle. So quite tanky. He's got some nice resistances and health as well as damage. Now, Ball's ult is up. We're going to see if there's a aggression on bot here. I think both Balls and Dien do want to go for a kill on Quark and Morph here, so I can definitely see that happening soon. Corridor is coming in for a gank on Tofu under the tower, gets ignited. Tofu shoos him away, deciding to stay at the tower. Now, Baby Asian's ult is up. He does lay the ult down. Doesn't want to get stunned by that charge. He does not get stunned. Some damage going down, but there's Luminios popping the W in. The red buff could be really good. Oh, Gangplank cuts him off, but the heal by Baby could be good. Not enough to quite turn it around against Tofu. Oh, and the trade kills tower, picks up the kill against Poppy, but the burst damage, thanks to the surprise heal, was able to get the kill on Tofu, who's now 0-2-1, and Code Ouroboros, meanwhile, is able to pick up the tower, but, oh, shoot, and Vinyl goes down to Gangplank in mid. Stuff going on all over the place, and looks like no kills going down on bot yet. Jan is kind of wandering on with that Oracles. This is great. So glad to see Dian picking up this early Oracles. Going to do a great job to help secure the lead that they already have against Draft Punk at this point. 4k gold lead, still really solid. Dragon should be up relatively soon, and I don't know if TKS knows that Draft Punk's blue is up, but it would be very wise for them to go towards that now. In fact, actually, that's exactly what they're doing, as if they're reading my mind. Or just hearing me. Ball's going ahead and laying right into that blue. We do have Luminios coming up as well as Rekviv. Now Poppy is coming down. Baby Asian knows. Hypogenetics knows. Sivir's kind of out of place, still farming in mid. Everyone's converging. Tofu's pretty far. The ult from Ashe, that's a smart cast foul. Not exactly what Ashe wanted to do there. And it looks like they're going to be safely able to get out of there thanks to the Gangplank E. Giving them a little bit of move speed buff. But now Draft Punk is, they're grouped up to do Dragon, but in a team fight, they could easily lose. We have an Oracles, by the way, both for Luminios and DN. Kind of interesting. Now, blue team is split, so we'll have to see how they play this. This could go either ways. Ashe's ult is down, which is absolutely huge, but Janus is up. There's the tornado. They need to steal this or something. All right, the dragon does go to Draft Punk. There's a great, such a good ult by Rekvi, and oh my god, lots of damage going down. Quarky is still up, but the Maokai pop is huge. Holy crap. Quarky flashing out with very low. Still, nobody has quite died yet, but Balsua picking up the first kill in that fight there. Luminios still chasing down, and no members of Dian actually getting really low, going to drop to Vinyl. No, but the heal is really good. Balls picking up that Oh my god, that kill. And that's a 0. That's a 3 for 0. Oh, it's a 3 for Dragon, I should say. But unfortunately, 3 kills is slightly more than Dragon, especially with all the assists that just went around that team fight. So TKS stretching the gold lead even further up to 4K now. Taking a commanding lead. Looks like they're going to want to take that mid turret now. And actually, Baby is way forward. Could get rooted by Aluminios. Tofu going in for a lot of damage. The ult is down, gets the stun off, but going to go down to Balls. Wow, at an aggressive 402 now. Going to be able to pick up that Infinity Edge. Does got that pickaxe, so that's going to be super huge. At how far am I in the game? 21 minutes with the Infinity Edge, Vamp Scepter 402. So much gold on that Ashe. So much gold on that Gangplank. Wow. Unfortunately, Draft Punk is pretty significantly far behind right now. 5.5k gold-ish behind. It's going to be an uphill battle. 21 minutes, 22 minutes. I have the feeling that TKS, they're kind of conservative in terms of their playstyle, but I have the feeling that they're going to close this game in about 10 minutes. I think this is going to end around 32. We'll see if my prediction comes true. DN and Luminio still alive with the double oracles. That is so ballsy. That's right. Ballsy like this, man. Pick up the Infinity Edge Dagger Vamp Scepter. 402 Ashe. Crushing this game. Absolutely leading the team in terms of damage. I'd love to look at the charts afterwards. But as soon as this game gets out, I'm going to have to run, man, because I have to get back to work. My coworkers are like, where is he? But you know what? It's all in the... it's all for esports. We'll see if Ashe comes up, picks up this red right now. In the past, some people have said that red is redundant on Ashe because of her slow from Q. And you know what? Screw it, man. It's extra slow. It's extra damage. It's super good. And there's not actually... The other member of Team TKS that would be good to wear it is Gangplank, but Gangplank actually already has red. So I'd love to see Ashe pick up this red, but it looks like Luminios is going to grab it for himself. We have a ping by TKS up near Baron. Still got a ward there. Vinyl Scratch coming down. Vinyl Scratch, unfortunately, now at 1-5-1, having a really tough game. Does fortunately have the Catalyst to Protector, almost the Glacial Shroud. He's got the Chain Vest for that armor. He's really going to need it in these upcoming team fights. But still at boots 1, so he doesn't have the M-Pen for the Sorcerer's Boots. Does not have the M-Pen from the Sorcerer's Boots. Sometimes I speak so fast that my words are just like, kind of blend together. It's just one continuously long word. No spaces. That's me. Anyway. Quirky, meanwhile, has parts of the Infinity Edge. It looks like he's going for the exact same build, literally exact same build as Balls, but just a little bit farther behind. Quirky, unfortunately, sitting at 020, 170 creeps right now, but still not having those kills and having those deaths, not really helping him out. Whoa, those kiting by Ashe is super hard. Morpho taking quite a lot of damage. Luminios, pretty dang tanky right now. I gotta say, picking up that Spirit Visage to help synergize with his passive, and the Heart of Gold. Philosopher's Stone already turned into a very powerful Shirelia's Reverie. Going to be pretty dang cool. And ignore my friends messaging me here. Let's get back to Major Giggles later. I will be casting another game from the Ryze Up 2012 tournament later tonight. Actually, it's going to be at like 1 a.m. Super late. It's going to be a lot of fun. In the finals bracket for the Master Yi, or the finals for the Master Yi bracket. We actually, Tofu and Luminios pretty aggressive right now. We do have Baby and, oh my god. Man, I'm so sorry. I missed another kill. Rekvi picking up a kill onto Vinyl. Excuse me, up in top on the poor old Ryze, man. Sitting at 161 right now. Really needs to get back into this game somehow. Now, Tofu is in a position to cut off these two, but it is a 3 vs 2. They will be able to take down the tower and maybe turn this around. They have a large gold advantage. There's the Maokai ult, not quite popping it yet. Baby pops the ult, but unfortunately, ooh, no, gets snared by Luminios. Almost definitely going to go down by Rekvi and Tofu. The Shirley's is good, but actually there's the Ghost by Baby Asian. He gets out scot-free, unfortunately losing a tower in the process. Meanwhile, Bot is getting pushed heavily by Balls and DN, and I'm starting to drool just a little bit. I'm so sorry. There's the ult from Balls. Hits Quirky guy. The spell shield was not good enough. The crits are super good. There's the spell shield, but the tornado hits. Oh, and Quirky's going to definitely go down. There's the flash by both members. A great ult by DN, man. Oh, God. Absolutely brutal. There's spittle flying from my lips. I'm having such a good time casting this game. Oh, man. I say the weirdest shit. I'm so sorry, guys. I hope you're having a good time. Baby, get a little aggressive, running into a bush against Tofu and Rekvi. His ult is down. The tornado is very good. Charging in on Ashe. There's the ult. Now they have a Poppy clone going to push that tower. And by clone, I mean Ghost. Push that bottom tower for Draft Punk. And things are spiraling wildly out of control for Draft Punk. How are they going to come back from this 9k gold deficit? It's worse than the United States, man. Baby Asian now turning against his own tower. Kota Ouroboros trying to kill him as quickly as possible. And Ash ripping apart that tower. Kota Ouroboros moving forward. Actually, this is a fail flash by Luminios, but still, Kota Ouroboros definitely going to go down. The spell shield is good, but Luminios coming from behind. Getting that W on. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the snare? There it is on Morpho Genetics going down. The gangplank ult is good. And man, he's moving in. Luminios super tanky right now. Does not give any Fs, man. Oh, but Dan, it's getting so low. He's actually going to drop. Oh, first kill in a while for Draft Punk. Killing that Oracles is actually quite strong. Luminios getting pretty low. Ball's getting kind of low, too, and out of mana. Going down to Baby Asian. That's actually huge. Wow. TKS has to be careful. Rekviev is meanwhile taking mid-turret, but he has to be careful. He might want to go help his teammates. They are kind of running. Tofu's getting really low. This is not good. Tofu's going to die. Baby Asian picking up another kill. They did get the tower, but maybe got a little aggressive with that splitting with TKS. They were, of course, saying, well, we're so far ahead, we can split our team and still win engagements. But when you're diving past the turret in bot lane, and, okay, they just put themselves really far forward. They did lose in Oracles. However, it does not change the fact that there's still 10k gold ahead. However, Baby is rushing straight for that dragon. That will help them get back into the lead. But Rekviev's wisely saying, hey, let's get Baron right now. I'm going to go farm top and then let's Baron immediately. We know that if they take this dragon, which they have vision of? Yeah, they have vision that they just took this dragon. That means they're going to have to back, spend that gold and heal. If they rush Baron right now, oh, guys and girls, this is going to be an uncontested dragon, or uncontested Baron for TKS. I don't know how Draft Punk's going to be able to respond. They're not even backing, man. They're practically giving this away. They don't even have the ward there, so they don't know. The pink nicely placed down. Of course, Luminios also has oracles. That's going to go down really fast. The Dian even going ahead and warding over the wall. Vinyl pushing mid, but this is a free Baron. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's going to be a huge gold swing. And, yeah. Ouch. Wow. 28 minutes picking up that Baron, and my prediction may come true. 4 minutes is when I said this game was going to be over. They now have the Baron. You know how Baron lasts for? How long Baron lasts? 4 minutes. Oh no, Vinyl getting hit. His Banshee has not been built yet. It would have saved him from that arrow, but he goes down in like 4 hits from Balls, who is now sporting a Phantom Dancer and a pickaxe and an Infinity Edge. Holy crap. Got the Vinyl scratch. A Ghost right now, tanking the tower with the shield from the end. I'm going to go ahead and push that, but it looks like Rekviev is actually still bottom. Probably wants to join his team to, go ahead and push, but it probably won't make a difference. It's a 4v4, and they got a huge gold advantage on blue team. There's Malachi going right in. Morpho goes down like almost immediately. Another kill going into Balls. He's now 9-1-3. Rekvi actually backed in the middle of the halls. This picked up a Trinity Force. The inhibitor is going to go down, and I'm telling you guys, this is probably the winning push right here. Baby Asian getting kited a little bit by Balls. So aggressive, Ash. I gotta say, I'm loving the play style. Dian go ahead and tank in the tower for bot. Looks like they could probably go for the Nexus turrets, but Vinyl Scratch is back up. Morpho's still down, so it's a 4v4 still, and Rekviev is now making his way up with a, wow, powerful Aegis and Triforce, similar to how we see him play last time. Tofu taking a lot of damage, gets stunned by Baby, actually goes down. Positioning, where was his team? Not too good. This could be very bad. Ball's getting focused down, but the exhaust on Code is really nice. There's a great great tornado, and good ult from Dian. They need to wait for Gangplank to get there. They can turn around, and Purple Team knows it. Draft Punk knows it. They have to be very careful. The ult is down for Baby, and Quarky getting blown up. Oh, there's the W in. This is going to be bad for Draft Punk. Vinyl Scratch getting killed yet again, now 2-9. Oh, so bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Vinyl, I love you, man. You've had a rough game. It was a bad situation. And you know what? Look, you got the kill on Balls. That's freaking great. I am in no ways biased. I love both of these guys. I mean, I even gave the intro to Draft Punk. Actually, wow, Dian almost getting blown up with the boomerang there by Corky, throwing it out there. Just trying to get whatever advantage they can. But this is now a 1,400 gold lead by Draft Punk. And look at this minion wave. This is a push for the win, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if there ever was one. Now, Ash isn't quite here. But look, Rekviev is going to wreck these towers. Dian even doing quite a lot of damage. Luminious popping that ult. We still have, now actually all members up for Draft Punk. They need to be careful. They can't win before another minute and 30 seconds go off, because then they will have won before I said they can win. I'm talking too much, guys. I said they can win. I said they can win. 1 minute before my prediction comes true, we got Tofu pushing up that top lane. I think they could probably just waltz up mid lane. Now, I think the Baron is about to drop for them very soon. They got a minute and like 20 seconds left. But they can absolutely push for the win right now. Malachi Luminio saying, please don't make comment about my fail flash. Did he do it again? I mean, I got yours earlier, Luminio, so I'm so sorry I couldn't help but see it. He may have fail flashed once more. Maybe it was another one. Luminios is like, maybe he didn't see my first one. Anyway. These guys are good-natured. They're going to be giving Balls this blue probably for the infinite volley hack. No, for the infinite parlay hack. Either way, it's infinite and it's a hack. And, oh, they could get a great catch on Quarky right now. He has the arrow. The spell shield is not... Oh, no. Oh, Quarky. Oh, God. That poor Quarky. Doing impressive damage to Balls, but going to go down to the combined power of Rekviv and Balls. And I'm telling you guys, that's GG right there. 6 seconds, and the game-winning push at 32 seconds. Still a couple Barons out for TKS. Very well played. Here's the Gangplank ult. If they can somehow turn this around. But, man, that Luminios is so tanky, so aggressive. They don't care, but they're focusing Balls very well. This is the heal. The Ignite goes up. He needs to turn around and do damage, but he actually got feared. Might go down to... Oh, the Ignite. No, he manages to live. Can he kite, baby? Can he kite, baby? No. Oh! He lives. He gets shielded by Janna. So good. Vinyl going down. Morpho going down. There's the ace. Oh. What an awesome game. The flash ult by DN, and the Nexus goes down. GG well played all around. You guys were a blast to watch. Good luck in the Ryze bracket. Yo, guys, TKS playing super awesome. And meanwhile, Draft Punk, you were so much fun to watch. I hope you had an awesome time playing this game. Whew, look at that gold. Unfortunately, I don't have time to look at graphs because I got to run. Holy crap. But this has been Edwin Moles with another cast from PSVP Esports for the Ryze Up 2012 tournament. My mouth is super dry. I hope you had a great time. And I'll be casting another game from We Just Met Each Other in the finals of the Master Yi bracket later tonight. Whew, that's it. Yeah, peace.